So after we have installed the Rocks plugin, the Sitecore Rocks plugin in Visual Studio.net, you get it through the toolbar, and as you can see, it's now possible to set up a new connection. It's possible to open the Sitecore Explorer. We can do that now, and as you can see, currently the Sitecore Explorer has no servers assigned to it. You can also open the job view, which would show what jobs are running in the background of Sitecore, for example, publishing. The log viewer that parses the log, or you can install additional plugins. Right now, let's connect to a server. So I have a server prepared for this. This is just a standard Sitecore website. I need to supply a username, obviously. And then you can choose what service you want to use, and I'll show you in another demo on how you would install these services, but also how you install Rocks on your machine. By doing that, it checks, after I've connected to a new server, it checks, do I need to update the components on the server? Right now everything's to match and it requires no action for me. So now I have access to the different databases. I can navigate through it. I can see what content we have in it. I can even go directly down to specific documents and start editing them. Right click brings up the menu and I choose to edit. I can duplicate, delete, rename the content. I can also add new pieces of content. I'll show you how to do that later. Publish items. I can copy it into XML and paste it in somewhere else. So let me just edit this particular piece of content. That opens the content editor, where I can immediately start modifying the different fields. Obviously, it's possible to turn off standard fields and turn off raw values. In addition, I can design the page by clicking Design Layout. I'll show you that as well. Design templates, change the templates. If I do not particularly like this view, I can also swap to another view, which is a DB browser view, for those who know that tool in Sitecore. So it's on the right hand, so it's compressing the fields much more. I can swap to other views, such as a tab view, which again is going to compress the different sections. And I can also go into a two-column view, where we try to attempt to compress even more fields down into two columns. Of course, everything in Sitecore, as always, is pluggable, so we might pop up with new views. From this interface, I can also obviously swap between the different languages, the different versions. I can remove, add versions. In addition, if I have a lot of fields in my editor, I can search for them, and then we filter the fields. So here I did description, short description, description, and the meta text description. This is very useful if you are working with a lot of different fields. Apart from that, now I can start editing content. And for certain of these field types, I can edit them externally. So in this case, it opens Visual Studio.net's designer, do my changes. And once I've done, all I need to do is just close and then press save. The system again also makes sure what fields has been changed. Now, just to go back a bit more, of course I can swap between raw values, standard fields adds, as within the Sitecore itself, it adds all the system fields as well. We'll turn that off again. And these are the solution generated fields. Now, of course, as a developer, now we have shown how you can edit content, but as a developer, obviously, you may also edit your layouts and your template values directly from this interface. So I can either choose design templates, which give me the template designer, which makes it really easy for me to add new fields, delete new fields, existing fields. I can also choose to go and navigate down to the template or change the template. But navigating down to the template, I can either navigate to the template itself or the standard fields definition. Going to the standard fields, obviously I can modify the standard fields directly from this section. I can also choose to locate this specific item in the content structure. So these are all shortcuts that increases productivity. Now once I've modified my standard fields, I may want to change the design. And down here I have the layout assignments for this particular standard value of the news item. Easily delete, drag in new, set the placeholder, and immediately set the values as well. So again, a tool that allows me to not only edit the content or edit the templates, but it allows me also to set up my layout assignments directly from this interface. In theory and actually in practice, I do not need to use anything but Visual Studio.net to develop my solutions. Working with Rocks is really a pleasure. Now, some of the features I showed you previously, for example, if you want to find a particular field, you may search directly for the fields by typing in, and then it will filter for the specific fields. But also, filtering applies to if I want to create a new item. For example, let's assume I want to use the insert options. That will give me the ability to add a news item. But let's assume I wanted to add some other item. This would be items from templates. Again, it makes it very easy for me to search for specific templates simply by entering part of the text or the template name in the structure. Filtering does apply to the entire structure. So if I want to search for specific items that has NICAM included in the name, I can do so just by typing in, and then it automatically immediately unfolds the structure and finds the specific entities. This is also very useful if you're working with a large content structure. Do not want to perform a real search for the content, but simply just want to perform a quick filtering. Another very cool feature is the multi-item editing capabilities. Let's assume I want to edit 3 different items in the content structure. I would select those 3 by just Shift or Control, take 4. By taking these items and pressing Edit, it would select the fields that has the same value of all these 3 items. So that means I'll be able to edit fields that do not differentiate across the items themselves. Now let's touch on some of the standard add-ins that is being installed with Sitecore Rocks. One of these add-ins would be the log viewer, and the log viewer allows me to immediately read the logs directly from Sitecore, and you can apply a filter to the logs. So let's assume I do not want job ended. Features. This would allow me to read through the log, monitor the log as the system goes on, and right now it updates every 10 seconds. I could also choose specific types. Only show me warnings, do not show me, only show me errors and warnings, etc. So this is a tool you can use as you develop the Sitecore solution. As you do publishing, you may want to monitor the log for certain changes. Another interesting tool is, of course, the job viewer that shows jobs that has recently run within Sitecore. So that means if I start a publish, now it runs as a background thread. It updates every 10 seconds. I could set down and set up the threshold. But right now it just adds every 10 seconds. I can see if the job is done, so it runs as a background thread. Cool tools that again helps the developer monitoring the system health while they do develop the solution. Well, so far we have been working with the content structure, how to edit content in Sitecore, how to modify your layout definitions, how to navigate around the system, how to monitor the task manager and the log. What would be great now is also to show you how you can connect your solution, Visual Studio.NET solution, to your content structure, and which would allow you to, whenever you create a Visual Studio layout, then you can add that layout automatically to the Sitecore structure. So what you first need to do right now, just have a blank Visual Studio.NET solution down here. First, you need to connect this specific solution to your Sitecore structure. So I'll just go, and what you will see, what comes with the Sitecore plugin is also a menu addition to the Solution Explorer, where you can connect your specific project to a Sitecore server. Again, obviously I need to authenticate myself. And now the solution has connected me directly to my Sitecore server. So let's assume I want to add a new ASPX page to my layouts folder. Go ahead and add a new form, Rocks test form. I get it of course in Visual Studio.NET, but I also want automatically to create an associated Sitecore item. I right click and then I create the Sitecore items from files. I can also, if I already have it in the system, then I can bind the file to an existing item. But I'm going to create new items, which we'll see. It will be doing that directly in the structure items. And now it's created the items in the structure. I can go directly to my layout section. We see that the plugin has created a folder that is equivalent to my name. Down here we see my Rocks test form, which would point to the physical file we've just created. If I want to rename this, it's quite simple. As you see, there's a change in name. Same goes if I create new folders in my layout structure, in my physical file structure, it would also update that, of course, in the path.